Hey guys, welcome back. I want to put out another article this week going on again about Afghanistan again. Again, it's a little bit of a different week this week. I just thought it was interesting what's happening in the news. Again, I don't want to get too political. I figure there's too much political stuff, all over the news and sports, all this stuff. So I thought I'd just kind of take politics out of it. And I know it kind of does dive into it a little bit, but I'm not going to care to try to take sides. I just want to talk about this article and what's happening to Christians overseas right now. This comes from Breitbart, and it's getting pretty hardcore, and it's going to get worse. We're just kind of scratching the surface here. This came out a couple days ago, and I'm going to go ahead and these certain words here, I'm not going to say. I'm going to try to replace them with something else because Google doesn't like it when people say certain words. So just follow along this article and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here we go. Taliban taking out people found with Bibles on their phones. How hardcore is that? If we live here in America, I don't know if it's all over the world, we have this Bible. I think it's called like Bible Gateway. Imagine you have this on your phone and someone just comes knocking on your door saying, we're going to take out your entire family. We're just basically going to make you disappear. We'll just put it like that. Just because over this app. And Christians are the #1 persecuted people across the world. And it's just insane to me how much people hate Christians. So let's jump into this. The Taliban is taking out people in Afghanistan they find with copies of the Bible on their mobile phones, a Christian nonprofit announced on Tuesday. And China actually already started doing this. I don't think they were taking out people, but they were basically like deleting the app. Who knows? Maybe they are making them disappear. Who knows? A bunch of countries are doing this. The Taliban, a radical Islamic organization, seized leadership of the country on Sunday after surrounding the nation's capital, Kabul, prompting former President, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, to flee. The Taliban ruled Afghanistan until 2001 when the United States invaded the country and established a brutal regime that regularly persecuted political dissidents, religious minorities, women, and anyone considered to be violating the law or Sharia. According to SAT-7, an organization that broadcasts Christian programs to churches and Christians in the Middle East and North Africa, the Taliban is using spies and informants to persecute the Christian minority in the country. We're hearing from reliable sources that the Taliban demand people's phones, and if they find a downloaded Bible on your device, they will make you disappear immediately, said SAT-7 North America President Dr. Rex Rogers told Religion News Service. It's incredibly dangerous right now for Afghans to have anything Christian on their phones. The Taliban have spies and informants everywhere. And I think this article talks about, it's either this one or another one I was reading, that you even have actual families, people inside someone's family, like turning in Christians. It's insane. Other Christian nonprofits and ministries that specialize in assisting persecuted Christians around the world have been sounding the alarm as well, emphasizing the ruthless nature of Taliban leadership. A Christian contact of one Release International partner described the situation as dire in a report published Monday. Release International is a Christian ministry that also assists persecuted Christians around the world. Our brothers and sisters in Christ are telling us how afraid they are. In the areas that the Taliban now controls, girls are not allowed to go to school, and women are not allowed to leave their homes without a male companion, said Micah, a name assigned to him to protect his identity. Even without the Taliban in power, Afghanistan was the second most dangerous place for Christians to practice their faith behind North Korea, according to the 2021 version of Open Doors World Watch List. Open Doors is a nonprofit that monitors Christian persecution and aids its victims. The U.S. State Department similarly described the now former Afghan government as extremely hostile to Christians. And this is look at this picture here. A Taliban fighter searches the bags of people coming out of the Kabul airport in Kabul on August 16th. After a stunningly swift end to Afghanistan's 20-year war, as thousands of people mobbed the city's airport trying to flee the group's feared hard-line brand of Islamist rule. And look at this. There's this guy searching this dude's bag. This guy's got a child. And just imagine coming out of an airport and, hey, you have anything Christian related? We're just going to go ahead and make you disappear. That's crazy stuff. In its 2020 report on international religious freedom, the State Department documented widespread death threats against Christians, most commonly from family members and from officials. Christians in Afghanistan were forced to practice their faith underground and meet with small groups to worship. Christians also face significant legal persecution under the U.S.-backed government. Apostasy, the crime of renouncing Islam for a different faith, was punishable, let's say by disappearing. I think I just said it before. Imprisonment or confiscation of property. Anyone who preaches another religion is subject to the same punishment after conversion to a different religion. An individual was given 3 days to recant before they faced punishment or apostasy. According to Sunni Hanafi, which the Constitution states shall apply if there is no provision in the Constitution or other laws about a case, beheading is appropriate for male apostates. Beheading. The report states, while life imprisonment is appropriate for female apostates unless the individual repents. The State Department estimated Christians and other minority religious groups made up 0.3% of the population, adding that no reliable estimates of the Christian community exist. Now that the Taliban has seized power again after a 20-year war, Christians who are already being forced to conceal their beliefs for fear of retribution are reportedly being targeted and taken out for their faith. How crazy is that? Look at this picture. A bunch of guys standing around burning an upside-down cross. Afghan university students torched an upside-down cross along with U.S. and Israeli flags during a demonstration against Israel and the U.S. and Nangarhar province in Afghanistan. That's crazy. Secret believers in Afghanistan are especially vulnerable. Prior to Taliban rule, they already had a very difficult time living out their faith, as they had to keep it secret from their families for fear. Yeah, here it is. They had to keep it secret. Could you imagine your own family just disowning you and turning you in just because of your faith? That's insane. As they had to keep it secret from their families for fear of being shunned or worse, taken out, said Brother Samuel, Open Doors field director for Asia. Now that the Taliban is in power, their vulnerability increases tenfold. It would be almost impossible to be a follower of Jesus in this country. Brother Samuel continued, "We are monitoring the situation, but this is the time for us to ask God to have mercy not only on his people, but on this country as a whole. The Taliban is infamous for monitoring the social practices of local populations and imposing ruthless punishments based on their interpretation of Islamic law, or what observers call a parallel system of justice, according to the U.S. Department of State's 2020 report on international religious freedom." Open Doors noted that though the Taliban has promised a more modern and reformed approach, that seems way more modern now. They're doing the same stuff. A more modern and reformed approach to government. Fear remains as to how it will impose Sharia in the coming days and weeks. I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're already doing it. With the collapse of the government, the expansion of extremism, food shortages, and the raging pandemic, Afghanistan needs urgent prayer from the global church right now, more than ever, the organization said. So that's it. I thought we'd just do a different week this week. There's a lot of stuff in the news, and we need to be, throwing out lots of prayers and doing what we can to take care of these people. And that's a big goal for this channel as it grows. I think it would be awesome. Start sending out care package or somehow get in contact with people and doing something instead of just sitting around and making videos. I've got a big goal for this as it grows. To do something to just kind of take care of these people. So that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share. That's the best thing you can do to help this channel grow. And we'll see you guys next time.